Welcome back. In this video tutorial, we will be demonstrating how to bid on freight for one of our customers called Midwest Air Technologies. In this tutorial, it's probably going to be a two-video tutorial, part one and part two. We will be using two additional websites with this training. And it's very important that you write the name of these down. You will utilize both of them when bidding on freight for this customer. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and get started. The first thing we want to do is log into Enterprise TMS. This is a platform that allows us to see the loads that Midwest Air Technology has available. Okay, so the way that we want to access this platform is to go to www.enterprisetms.com. Okay, write that down and bookmark it. It would be smart for you to bookmark it because you will use it just about every day. And that way you can have it on your bookmark bar so you can just pull it up. If you don't want to bookmark it, then of course, just, write it down somewhere so you can type it in every morning. Again, it's www.enterprisetms.com. When you type that in, it will bring you to Enterprise's TMS's homepage. Okay. And you're going to need to write down the username and the password to access this system. Very important. So the first thing that you want to do is put in the username email. That email is going to be KIMBERLYPE. So Kimberly PE at Sherway.com. Okay, that's the username. The password is going to be AALIYAH22. Okay, that's Aaliyah 22. Just in case you need to see it visibly, that is how it looks. Okay, so again, it's AALIYAH22. Once you've put that in, you can also click remember, and that way you don't have to do that every time. And then you're going to click sign in. Okay, that is going to bring us to TMS, Enterprise TMS's home screen. Okay, from here, we have a few tab options. We have quote, commit, track, and verify. You will use 3 out of the 4. You'll use quote. You'll use 2 out of the 4. You'll use quote and track. Okay, so to see what loads are currently available that we can bid on, you are going to select quote. Okay, and that will bring you to a platform, to the page that shows the available freight that you can bid on. Okay, now this is very important as well. Some loads, some lanes that you see on here, you will not bid on. Okay, we don't bid on everything that shows up in this platform. We bid on 3 particular lanes, and you need to write these down. The first one that we bid on is Romeoville. That's Romeoville. If you see anything on this board that has the origin pickup is Romeoville, you will want to bid on it. Okay, most likely. There's a few exceptions to that, but we'll go into that later. But if it does say Romeoville, there is a potential that you will be bidding on that lane. Okay, the next one is going to be Edison. Write that down. Edison. Edison. If you see anything on this board that picks up the origin pickup is Edison, you will bid on it. Okay. And then the last one, I don't have it listed here right now, but the last one is Mesquite, as you see here. Mesquite, that's Mesquite. Okay, so those are the 3 lanes that you will potentially be bidding on. That's Romeoville, Edison, and Mesquite. The only other one that you will see on here, should ever see on here, is Riverside. We do not bid on Riverside freight. Okay, we can't move it. It's too difficult. So We do not move anything from Riverside. Make sure that you just ignore these as if they are not there. Okay. So knowing that, um, we bid on Romeoville, we bid on Edison, and we bid on Mesquite. Okay. So we are going to demonstrate how to calculate a bid for Romeoville and Edison because they use the same formula. Okay. Mesquite is a little different. So um, we'll show Mesquite in the second tutorial. But for right now, we are going to, since we don't have an Edison or Romeoville here, we are going to pretend that one of these, I tell you what, we'll pretend that this Riverside is a Romeoville or an Edison, okay? Because again, Romeoville and Edison both use the same calculation formula, okay? So to pull up the details of this load, we're going to select View Details, okay? And again, let's just pretend that this one, for demonstration purposes, let's pretend that this one is a Romeoville, okay? Romeoville, Illinois. Now, you see the details of the load here. What's going to determine whether or not you want to bid on that load is very simple. And matter of fact, let me go back so that you can see it, because if there are more than 6 stops on a load, we are not going to take the load because it's going to be very difficult to move. Drivers or carriers do not like to move loads with a lot of stops. Okay, so the way that you tell how many stops it has is by looking at the distance. Okay, under the distance column, you see that this one has 4 stops. This lane has 4 stops. This one has 3. This one has 3. This one has 1. And this one has 3. Okay, this is going to be the rule of thumb for any lane, whether it's Romeoville, Edison, or Mesquite. If there are more than 6 stops, we will not bid on that load. Okay, so this one has 4. That's very important. Make sure you write that down. We do not bid on freight that has more than 6 stops. Because this one has 4, this one is a lane that we would bid on, pretending that it's Romeoville instead of Riverside. So because we're going to bid on it, we're going to go ahead and click View Details so we can see the details of the load. Okay, so the important things to look at on this screen are going to be the weight. We need to know the weight. And I'm sorry. The weight is not going to be important for Romeoville and Edison. That's going to be important for Mesquite only. So the weight is not important. I apologize. Since we're pretending this is a Romeoville, we're going to ignore the weight. Weight is only important for the Mesquite lanes, and we'll go into that in the next training video. So here we can see that it picks up, the origin pickup is Riverside, which we're pretending is Romeoville. And these are the cities that the stops are in. We have Yuma, Arizona, Casa Grande, Tucson, Arizona, and Nogales, Arizona, and Sierra Vista. Okay, none of that is really important to you. What is important that you look at is the distance. It's a total of 600 miles. Okay, that we need to know. So at this point, we're going to demonstrate how to calculate how much we want to quote the customer for this lane. Okay, and once we come up with that calculation, then we will hit yes, I can quote. The way that we're going to come up with the calculation is by using another website called DAT. Okay, you get to this website by typing power.dat.com. Okay, and that will take you to this page. Okay, or actually, no, I'm sorry, it will not. Let me log out. It'll take you here and ask you for a username and password. This, I have a couple of different logins. You will not use this one. The one that you will be using for DAT is K person 2, and the password will be nationwide. So in here, username, you're going to put K person 2, all lowercase. The password is nationwide. And then, of course, you can click remember me, and then you're going to log in. And then that will bring you to this screen here. Okay. And what we're going to do is use this system as a way to calculate how much we want to charge the customer. The way we're going to do that is by clicking on this tab, Post Loads. Okay. That will bring us here. Sorry, let me delete this. Okay. And so from here, what we want to do is put in the origin city and the destination city, okay? And it will tell us how much this lane is going for on average per mile, okay? So let's go back and look. Of course, this says Riverside, but we're pretending it's Romeo. So we're going to type in Romeoville, Illinois, and click that. The destination is going to be the very last stop. So make sure you're not putting in Yuma or Casa Grande. You're going to scroll all the way to the bottom to look at the destination stop. Okay, that's very important. Don't click any of these other or don't put in any of these other stop off deliveries. We want to put in the last destination for the final drop. So that's going to be Sierra Vista, AZ for Arizona. So we're going to go back and put in the destination, Sierra Vista, AZ. Make sure you select the right one because there could be multiples. So Sierra Vista, AZ. Okay, and then it has formulated some numbers here for us. It shows us here that this trip is 1,687 miles. Okay. And which is fine. One important rule of thumb, you want to always make sure that when you are doing this calculation, this is very important, make sure that you have the right truck in the calculation, okay? Midwest Air Technologies will always use flatbeds. So you can just type flatbed and it will come up. And if you notice, the rate has changed. Under van, it was initially under van, which is $1.66 per mile. But when we put in flatbed, the rate changes to $2.13 per mile. Okay? So make sure that you always have the correct truck in there. Otherwise, your calculation is going to come out wrong. Okay, write that down. Okay, so now we have our origin and our destination, and this platform is telling us that for this lane, it typically charges $2.13 per mile. Okay, at this time, we're going to go ahead and close out this video and pick up in part 2, continuing this formula calculation. At this time, you can go on to the next video.